know, fish migrate from era to era, but that is our fishing ground where we not allow no farm activity pertaining to fishing, no shell, no mash, no seaweed. The only thing what we allow you to take inside is take picture, no collection.
I'm Belinda Collier-Morrow. I'm the co-chair of the White River Fish Sanctuary and chairman of the White River Marine Association. So I'm co-chair along with
Delroy Earl, full-time worker at the White River Fishing Sanctuary.
So what we do here at the sanctuary, it started out in 2015. The fishermen really were not having many fish to catch, spending a lot of hours on there. And there was a small group of fishermen who decided that they wanted to do something to really try and help the fishing, and they had heard about this thing called the sanctuary, didn't quite know what it was. And so we had a meeting under the bridge, right here where the fishermen bring in their catch and keep their boats. And as I said, it was with the White River fishermen. I, as an individual, I grew up here, so I was very interested to see what we could do to make the fish come back, and there were a couple of others. And so we're just meeting, what is a sanctuary, how does it work? And so we engaged another sanctuary to come and tell us about that. And then we reached out to everybody, all the different communities, the fishing communities, and different people. So at the time, you weren't fishing at the time, or you were a spear fisherman. Right. And so Duda heard about this meeting, and then what happened? How did you
Well, a friend of mine tell me about the sanctuary, and I'm having meeting. But when I hear about the sanctuary first, how them demonstrated to me, whatever what place, what's gonna take place, I never feel so happy about it until I attend the first meeting. When I attend the first meeting and sit back and hear the structure, the root of it, I see where it's necessary. You understand me? So I say I have to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Yes, and trust me, it's a good move we make, because the spearfishing for over 40 years, the fishing business is gone right now. And since the sanctuary from 2017, the sanctuary in place, trust me, it's a big improvement. Because me as a spear diver, as a fisherman, trust me, I was so amazed to see inside the reef. Yeah, so I know we do a good work and we just try to keep it up, you know. So give thanks for the sanctuary, you understand me? Yeah.
So the way the sanctuary worked, as Duda was saying, it worked many fish. So what we did with sanctuary, had this idea that we would protect an area, and it was, the sanctuary is a protected area where no take zone. It's not just fish, it's everything. Don't take the corals, don't take the shells, don't take anything, don't take the conch. We want the marine environment to come back, because the fish, they need the corals, they need the reef. It's a balance. And so we wanted to create this no-take area. And I guess that's what you're saying. This is like, what you mean you're going to have an area where you cannot fish, so people are a little frightened of that. But we all worked together with the fishermen to decide where were we going to put the lines so that they could still be fishing on the outside, but inside this area, the young fish should breed. So the idea is that if you can let the young fish, the small fish, the immature juvenile fish get big enough to become a breeding age, then they will produce millions of eggs. But unless you let them get to the 2-pound size and breed, then you're basically killing out your breeding population. So the sanctuary, what Dudu I think realized when he came to the meetings was it wasn't stopping fishing altogether. More, it was going to multiply the fishing, because there's no net out there. There's nothing stopping the fish from going.
No wire fence, jar. So, fish migrate from era to era, but that is our fishing ground where we not allow no farm activity pertaining to fishing. No shell, no mash, no seaweed. The only thing what we allow you to take inside is take picture. No collection. You can free to take a picture, but no collection. Yeah, and I speak a lot with a few of the fishermen. What is the look since the sanctuary in place? And the feedback, what I get from the fishermen then is that they're catching more fish, bigger fish. So you have a bigger fish in your plate and you can declare a bigger money for your fish. You understand me? So we're doing a good job so far.
So what are some of the species of fish there?
You can see doctor fish, white mullet, butter, jack, crab, mackerel,
Snappers.
snapper,
Bigger snappers.
big snapper, 10
Right.
pound, 12 pound snapper,
Barra.
lobster put a barra, and
Conchs.
conch,
Conchs are coming back in there too.
lots
Yeah.
of conch.
So before those species weren't necessarily there?
No,
or-
because we used to have divers who do on a regular basis every day. But now that is a protected area. We don't allow no farm. So all those conch what inside stay inside. You understand me? So that is
So it wasn't that you didn't see them before, but they were so small. And then this, I mean, honestly, the spear fishermen were up and down the reef all 4, 6, 8 hours. So what we have noticed that, so the fish, we did a baseline survey before it started, and they saw a fish, but the fish are like 4 inches long, 6 inches long. They're not of breeding age. If they're producing, not even probably any eggs, but even their eggs where they produce are not even viable. So if you let the fish, so what we're noticing now inside the sanctuary, I mean, I've born and grow right here. I remember how it was when I was a child. Then I fast forward and there's nothing out there now. And then right now, when you go out there, you're seeing snapper. I mean, you're seeing the snapper. I mean, good size snapper, like like
You can
12
start see
pound
fish
snapper.
now in body. You have doctor
Yeah.
body, parrot body, all type of fish.
Jack,
Body now,
you're seeing
jack
some
in
good,
body
and,
now.
and the size of the fish is changing. Even the regular parrots, I mean, you used to see the red belly parrot, which people would say, oh, they don't grow any bigger. They don't grow any bigger because when they get bigger, they actually totally change their color. A lot of fish change color over their years, and the red belly is that until it's an intermediate, and when it grows big, it turns into a very beautiful kind of blue-green color. Now we're seeing those out there. So it's just that you're seeing sizable fish, and then when they get too big for inside the sanctuary area, because it's not a massive
Yeah.
area, they're going to go into the deeper sea, and so that's when the fishermen come in. So we treat the sanctuary as a bank account. You know, this is your bank account. This is your capital. What is in there is your capital, and what go outside is your interest. So use the interest, go catch your interest. We do need our wardens to go up and down still, because of course now we have fish in the sanctuary, and we do have, we have a couple of people who are just very not wanting to be told what to do, and particularly spear fishermen more than potter and other fishermen who will go particularly out at night. Well, spear fishing at night is illegal. Sanctuary or no sanctuary, everywhere in the world, spear fishing at night is illegal. Or certainly in Jamaica, it is illegal. In fact, you are not supposed, it's illegal to be walking on the road with your spear gun between the hours of 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. You are not allowed to have your spear gun on the road. And so the fishing on the spear fishing at night, it's nothing even about the sanctuary. It's an illegal activity.
Yeah, we were always a violator, but not like when we just start. When we just start, it was a big idea. You understand me? And the thing what I feel like kind of cut it down to, we talk a lot with the spear diver then. You understand me? And we make them know what mission with them. And the sanctuary is not about today, it's about the future for the youth then. And we have to try to engage that and make sure we have a properly sanctuary running so good. You understand me? So we talk a lot with the fishermen them, and them comply and understand. You understand me? So we start work together. But we still have 1 and 2 violators who will still. But that headache what we start with, trust me, we give thanks for see the level at now.
But talking about who is responsible, I mean, people with the small fish that people are catching, the little small ones that are juvenile, who is buying them? So if everybody wants to say well, the fishermen are catching them, but if they're catching them, somebody is buying them. So that person has a responsibility as well, because why are you going out there and catching juvenile fish? I mean, buying the little fish? Why don't you say, boy, these are juvenile fish. This cannot help endorse. This cannot help improve our fishing population out there. I'm not going to buy juvenile fish. So if people did not buy it, would the fisherman sell it if he can't? Would he catch it if he can't sell it? No. So there is a responsibility to the general public to also not buy conch during closed season, not buy small fish, not buy lobster during closed season, because the responsibility is for all of us. And it tends to fall largely on the fishermen, and I feel that it should be the consumer is equally responsible. For this sanctuary, we have a little motto: PRE, protect, restore, engage. So protecting is the wardens going out there keeping people out of the sanctuary. Restore is what you're going to be talking to Felix about, but it's particularly about the coral reef, because there's a relationship between the reef and the fish. So we need to restore it. I mean, it was beautiful here in Jamaica now, and then this summer again, what little coral we have is just, I mean, Dodo is a diver, he sees it out there, and I mean, it's just devastated. And then PRE is engage. And so that engagement part, whether it's the wardens talking to spare fishermen, whether it's engaging the kids here in the school, you know, if we can engage people, educating about why you mustn't catch the small fish, why you must not throw your garbage on the street, how these things all impact the sea. And in fact, the plastic bottles will break down so much, they're finding plastic in the fish flesh. So that means that, you know, you're eating plastic. You know, that's really horrible to think that you're eating plastic, right? So all those little microfibers are going into the fish flesh. So the PRE, so the sanctuary gives us a platform to really address many different issues. And I would like to say that I feel that the E part of it, the engagement part, that is important, because we can patrol up and down till we're tired. But if people are not understanding why, we're not going to make a change. We're just going to be, you know, it's just going to be like, you know, you get the beating every day. But if you understand why, what your actions do and why they make a difference, that's why we need to work with our children. Then we will start to make a difference in Jamaica. Our fish population will be bigger, fishermen will have a little better livelihood. But also, you know, other people who are doing, whether our coral reef will come back. If you understand about the pollution, and, you know, even the river today is looking brown, you know, it's looking brown because maybe there's cultivation going on right at the river edge, there's nothing there, and the rain comes and washes all the soil where? Into the river, out onto the reef, it destroys the reef. All those things, it's not just about the sea, it's what happens in the upper watershed, it's what happens up in the hills. You know, every little action has an impact on the sea, and the sea is hugely important to us. So that's what we do here at the White River Fish Sanctuary with our community effort, which is with the White River fishermen and interested persons in the area.